Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. Wow. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aquarius in November 2019. Aquarius, you got cards popping out of my hand and dropping to the floor here. Let's see what happened. 9 of Wands in reverse and 3 of Wands in reverse. You're tired and possibly not able to really move on or get a certain plan underway, possibly frustrated with that, possibly questioning whether to give up on something with those two in combination in reverse. Just what I kind of feel there with those pop outs. Anyway, Aquarius, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well. All right, guys, happy Thanksgiving off the bat for those who will be celebrating here in November. At the end of the month, if you're celebrating here in the States or anywhere across the world, I hope you have a wonderful day spent with family and friends. And if you've got plenty of food to go around, have a second or third serving. I'm totally here for it. It's part of the luxury of the day. We're all allowed to like sort of stuff ourselves silly so that we can then take a nap, you know, right on the couch, like within an hour after eating, right? Anyway, guys, hope you guys have an amazing holiday with your friends and family. Make sure you're safe and happy out there, okay? Anything else? Yes, speaking of Thanksgiving, Aquarius, I will be going live here on the channel the week of Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to do it either that Monday or Wednesday. Tuesday's probably not going to happen. I just feel like that Tuesday, nah, I probably can't squeeze it all in there. Anyway, so be on the lookout for that. I'll post to the community page when that actually will happen once I decide which day and time I'm actually going to go live on the channel. And that's for everybody who is in the collective, so it's not specific to any sign, like I have been doing for the birthday messages. So if you have free time and you have a question on your mind, feel free to come to the reading, okay? Anything else? Anything else? Please also make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Do all that fun stuff, okay? If you like what goes on here, if you resonate with the message, if you like my vibe, whatever. Totally feel free to interact with the channel because we continue to grow and it's been a fun ride thus far. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it officially. Aquarius, I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all of the cards are out and they are lying face up on the table, excuse me, that is when the reading begins. The timestamp is in the description box if you want to jump ahead. Also down in the description box is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have a question before you place an order, feel free to ask me at the same address and I will answer you as soon as I can, okay? All right, let's do it. Let's do it, Aquarius. Let me see Aquarius's outcome for November 2019. Please show me Aquarius's outcome for November 2019. Please show me. That doesn't really count because I didn't start. So I'm not taking it. Excuse me. Aquarius's outcome for November 2019. Please show me. Pardon me. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. All right. That goes there. Bottom of the deck is overall. Okay, I think we should be in frame. Yeah, we're good. Let's go ahead and flip the one card that came face down for you. Okay, Jesus Christ. Aquarius, you have so many majors. Wonder what it means. Let's figure it out, huh? All right, please show me where Aquarius is in I was going to say, where is Aquarius in Aquarius? It's Mercury retrograde, guys. Please give me some leeway here. That explains why this video is so freaking late anyway, because I would have done this video like 3 days ago, but life. Anyway, please show me where Aquarius is in November 2019. Please show me. Okay. All right. So we're going to start in the triplet. If you've been to my channel before, you might already be familiar with what the triplet is. If not, I will explain it now. I only ever intend to lay 6 card spreads for the monthly generals. So you have 7 cards, obviously, in your main spread. You have 2 cards in one position, making this triangular shape, which creates a triplet. Sometimes that is a complementary story to what is discussed in the 4 cards. Sometimes it's supplementary. I don't know what it is until I get into it. And the other thing about the triplet Aquarius is that I normally don't begin with it in a reading. So it's kind of interesting that for you, and I think for 2 or 3 others that have had triplets this month, which a lot of signs have, I have actually started in the triplet. So I feel the pattern has been getting a backstory before we talk about something more current in the 4 cards. But let's see what yours is, okay? Aquarius. Coming into November. My God, I almost forgot what month it is. Mercury is messing with me, buddies. You got the 8 of Swords. Oh my God, the 8 of Wands and the 4 of Swords. Let's power through this. Mercury is kicking my ass, let me tell you. I almost said 4 of Wands. Oh my God, 8 of Wands. 4 of Swords. You're on some kind of break. Maybe in a relationship. Nah, that is not even important. Thank you. You're on a break from life, from yourself, maybe from being overly conscious of something or overly involved in something. You're taking a time out. I feel energetically, Aquarius, you're quite drained, or you are too overwhelmed with something, or maybe you're preoccupied with something. And so things that require close attention or things that require a heavy commitment from you, you're just like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. So if you have vacation time on the calendar, if you got hours that need to be used before the end is up, you're probably on vacation. If you are able to back out of some previous commitments and not be seen as like a dick, you probably are doing it. I feel there is a reluctance here to open up or to communicate, because with the 4 of Swords, we're talking about rest, we're talking about respite, we're talking about reflection, we're talking about spending a lot of time alone, or if not alone, you're just being quiet even when you're around other people. This is not a card of being a social butterfly, that 4 of Swords. And the 8 of Wands would be about open communication, sending messages, receiving messages, talking actively in conversations versus, intently listening. I think you're in a position more to listen than to talk. And if you do talk, it's not about anything that is significant. It's not about anything that is deep. You're only able to do small talk and frivolous conversation topics. If someone asks you about your life, hey, how's that project of yours going at home? Or, hey, did you ever sign up for those courses in the spring at your university? You're like, ha, next topic, because you don't really want to get into anything heavy with people. Now, the interesting thing that I'm also getting is, okay, thank you, is that for some of you Aquariuses, this 8 of Wands is coming towards you. So someone is shooting messages towards you. And a lot of you, maybe not all, but a lot of you are kind of blocking those messages, or you're not responding to those messages. Because, look at the orientation of the wands, how they're shooting and pointed directly at that person who's lying down, like on top of that coffin or on top of that tomb or esophagus or whatever the hell it is. Esophagus? That's the thing in the throat. Sarcophagus? What is that Egyptian word? Esophagus. What the hell? Anyway. Oh God, I sound like such an idiot. Anyway. So someone might be trying to get your attention. Someone might be trying to get you on the phone. You might have people at your work who want to have a sit-down meeting with you. And you're just like, can we talk next Wednesday? I don't have time. And you're looking at your calendar. You have tons of time. You just are not able to fully engage with a person. Or just in general, this really feels like a mood. This feels like a mood, Aquarius. This is not, Joan over there in finance, or it's not, Tim who works the big crane down at the construction site. It's like, no, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to be involved in any deep dive. Yes, thank you. I don't want to be involved in any deep dive of a conversation. And I feel that something's going on with you, Aquarius, where it feels like, because this is that stained glass there in the corner, like he's in some kind of a church or a temple or a place of like worship, right? So I'm feeling that you're reflecting on something deep maybe something religious, maybe something spiritual. Maybe you're having, a come to Jesus moment, and in that time you just would like to be left alone. Totally makes sense. I totally get it. But it's this Four of Swords is surprisingly deep, because the Four of Swords, Fords are Fords. Oh, I'm gonna be doing it the whole reading, so I'm not gonna continue to apologize. So anyway, fours are not strong, quote unquote, strong energies, but they're important because they're foundational. Four of Cups, Four of Swords, Four of Wands, and Four of Pentacles. Those are all foundational, right? They all signal to something being formalized, right? Something is being put to come to fruition with the Four of Wands, right? Something is being offered but denied, or being pondered and not really hitting the mark with the Four of Cups. With the Four of Pentacles, we're holding back. These are like things really start to take shape, in my opinion, with the fours. Threes a little bit too, but fours especially. And this four, dealing with your mental capacities as it's the sword suit, and this person being in a place of rest, but it's like a holy place. It's a place of worship. I feel for you, Aquarius, you might be having, like I said, some kind of a come to Jesus moment. There's a revelation. Aha, thank you. There's a revelation going on, a very personal revelation that you may not have completely worked out. And so when people are hitting you up at work, hey, can you take this call? You're like, no, I can't take the call. And you like get up and just like go walk around outside to like clear your head. There's something, I'm not allowed to know what it is, because it's a general reading, duh. So it could be anything. It could be due to personal development issues. It could be due to your health. It could be due to a relationship in your life. It could be due to insecurity surrounding money. It could be due to anything, in a general. But you're coming to some type of realization, or there's a revelation going on, a personal revelation that other people are unaware of, and it's really knocked you out. Essentially, you're here, but you're not here with the Four of Swords. You're here, but you're not here. It could be one of those things where if you have the ability to work from home, you're going to work from home just to simply avoid interacting with people, just to simply avoid, having to exchange pleasantries in the elevator as you go up to your office. It's just like, I can't deal with anybody today, tomorrow, or the next day, right? This is an extended rest, okay? And you may want to communicate. This Eight of Wands next door could be your intention as well. You want to express what's going on, but you can't articulate it. This four is just the beginning of like I said, it's beginning to take shape. It's beginning to formulate. So you kind of know what's going on, but you don't have all the details, or you're not 100% sure of exactly how you feel or think about the situation, because there's only one sword by his side, right? So you're only clear on one aspect of the entire situation. There are other swords, there are other aspects, there are other details or angles to consider here. And for the time being, Aquarius, you or someone else, it is a general, it could go another way, right? You or someone else is just simply on a timeout, an extended timeout. Maybe it's halftime. Maybe it's Super Bowl halftime show. Like, that's how long of a break this is going to be as compared to just a simple timeout in a football game. You know what I mean? Now, above you, okay, well, shit. Above you is the Ten of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is to do with your family life, your home life. Possible issues with security there, possible issues with the foundation or the structure of your family. And I don't want to like throw up panic flags for people like, oh my God, or red flags sort of, to scare you or panic you. But what I feel is I've said this before, there's like a certain disturbance in the force, because we have generations here, right? In the card. I don't know if with this deck, I'm not sure that you'll be able to see, but there's an older man here in the front. He's got like this cloak with like flowers flowers and fruit on it. You got the two dogs. There's a child over there, right where my thumb is, right there. And then there are the parents of the child. So this is a generational card, a legacy card. And I feel that holidays are coming up. They're like Thanksgiving. Oh yeah. So maybe some of you want to take a pass on Thanksgiving. Maybe you don't want to go home, or you don't want people to come to your home for the holiday. Maybe you're trying to rest before you have to go and see your relatives. Maybe it's like let me just go to bed like super early before we have to get on the train to DC, because it's just, and you're just like dreading what you have to do in order to go and interact with these people. Now, it's not to say your family are terrible people. I'm not getting any sense of that. What I am sensing, though, is there is an anxiety and a little bit of a worry or apprehension to dealing with family issues, to dealing with interacting with people in your family. You are made nervous, you are made anxious, you are made agitated or frustrated at the prospect of going into conversation with certain people in your family. Or there's a specific issue that is centered around your family that is very sensitive right now. Could involve money. There could be some sensitivity over spending, investments, or the spending of invested money, or the squandering of invested money. Okay. People could be curious as to how you're going to spend your inheritance, and it's like, it's none of your business, Aunt Betty, but I intend to do this, that, and the other. And you don't even want to tell people this. There's something about what I'm feeling is this family issue, or this family dynamic rather, not the issue, but the family dynamic is very insular. It's very tightly knit. Not to say that you're close, but everybody knows everybody's business. There are no secrets in this dynamic for some of you, right? And so because of that, you're really trying to button your lip about certain plans that you're making. And people might be, with the Eight of Wands over the holiday, like asking you so many questions. So Aquarius, what's going on with work? And you're like, oh, everything's fine. And you're like, I'm quitting in 2 weeks. And if you tell your family that, or this person in your family, they're going to go run their mouth and tell everybody else in the room or in the house, right? So it's kind of like one of those things. You're planning how to speak and when to speak to a specific person, or to a specific issue within the family context. How's work? It's great. How's the marriage? Not so great. Maybe that's also an issue for some of you. Some of you may have issues with your immediate partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife, or whoever, right? Or your long-term partner. It doesn't have to be about marriage. And that could be another thing. I'm not sensing that. I saw a little bit here, so it might lead to that. But what I'm sensing is maybe there have been troubled waters regarding a particular partnership, and the family is, again, very tight-knit, very insular. Everybody knows everybody's business. And so if you let on that things are not going well with your husband or your wife or your partner, whoever it is, then the whole family is going to get involved, and you don't want them to get involved. So this is really, pun not intended. This is really playing your cards right and trying to avoid other people kind of getting in your business. Again, because the 10 of Pentacles is there, that's how I got so strong onto family. If you don't have issues with your family, that could translate back into work. And, work could be kind of mimicking that family dynamic of a tight-knit group. Maybe you work for a very small company. Maybe you work for a little mom and pop, restaurant or something like that. And so that would still apply. Just put it in your workspace, okay? So overall, with the triplet, feels like a concerning area. It feels like Aquarius is being very, trying to play the long game. If you're being proactive, I think you're trying to play the long game. A lot of you are just like totally blanking people, totally not responsive to certain questions. If a conversation, like if you're around a group of people and the conversation suddenly turns to marriage or relationships, and your marriage is on the rocks, or there are things, not quite settled at home, you will get up and leave the conversation in order to avoid having to contribute. Does that make sense? You are you are ducking and diving. You are juking your way out of uncomfortable conversations to avoid revealing too much. Either because you don't want other people to know your business, or because you don't even know what your business is just yet. Because again, you've only got one sword by your side. So some of you don't even know exactly how you feel or what you think about a situation. You just know something is up. And like I said, I feel with this that's like one of the rare times they pointed out to me that this is in a church. This is in a place of worship. So it feels like maybe some of you are having like the revelation is maybe you are no longer a believer in a certain religion, right? If, let's say you come from a religious background. Doesn't matter what religion, but let's just say your family raised you as a staunch believer in whatever, blank, fill in the blank, okay? Like Mad Libs, whatever your religion is. And now you're like in your 30s or 40s or even in your 20s, even a teenager, whoever. The age is irrelevant. I don't know why I mentioned the age, but at this point in your life, you're starting to have more questions and doubts about your faith. Just as an example, this does not have to be it, but this is just an example. And so to go back home or to talk with people at the church, this could be a church gathering or something like that, a holiday event down at the church, right? And you normally are like involved in the planning of it. And this year you're kind of like, oh, I got things to do at my job, or I have things to do at home. I can't really be as involved in the planning of the festivities. And that's partially true. The real reason is because I don't know if I believe in all this anymore, okay? So there is thank you. We finally got to the word. Fundamental, foundational, fundamental, oh my God, fundamental. A foundational and a fundamental reconsidering is going on with the Four of Swords there. Okay? What's going on in the Four out here? Where are we going? Okay. So, yeah. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, I see it. Oh, man. So here you are. This is complimentary because I don't know which has happened just yet, but these are going to basically talk about the same thing, just in a more direct manner is what we're going to talk about here in the Four. So that might just be the background of what's going on. Here's what's specifically going on. You're looking for something new. Ace of Swords. Oh my God, I know this is not the Ace of Swords. This is the Ace of Wands, but I cannot speak. And that might be indicative of what's going on with you, Aquarius. You might be in, maybe it's Mercury retrograde working on you like it works on me. But it might be making it hard for you to really articulate and really speak clearly, write out a message clearly, text a clear message that properly expresses what you want to express, what you need to express. I picked this card up. I see it in my freaking face. It is the Ace of Wands, but here I called it the Ace of Swords. So I don't know. Maybe you're being misunderstood. You know, maybe you intend to say something, and then when you do say it, or this might be your concern. I want to say Ace of Wands, but maybe someone will think I said Ace of Swords. Do you see what I mean? Like you might have concerns that people will misunderstand or misconstrue your intentions or your meanings or your language. Exactly. That's not what I said. Like, you don't want things to be taken out of context. You don't want to be misquoted, stuff like that. Okay. Now, let's go back to where I was. Ace of Wands is what you're after. Now, this is a fresh new start in a creative endeavor, maybe a new start in passion, yes. A new start in maybe a relationship or certain types of relationships. Maybe you do want a new job, and so when everybody's like, hey, how's the job going? It's going well, but I'm about to quit that bitch because I hate it. Or something like that. It's like it might, pay your bills, and you might have a good standing at the job, but it's no longer fulfilling to you, or you find it hard to get along with the people that you work with, and so you just don't want to express that to people, right? Regardless of what type of new endeavor you're interested in, I think that I'm really drawn to the hand here, holding on to the wand. I feel, Aquarius, you want to take active participation in the newness. You don't want, like, often the aces are seen to be opportunities or chances or offers, right? You might want to extend the offer to yourself or find the offer, find the opportunity. This is very proactive. Okay, they're correcting me. They're like, in some cases, Aquarius doesn't want to do shit. They didn't say that, but like, they were showing me somebody who's just like they're showing me a kid like waiting on a stoop, like for like an ice cream truck or like the school bus or something. So that and then they attach that energy to you. So some of you, you would like to be presented, but I feel that, oh, okay, got it. Okay. that image with the kid on the stoop, right? That is not necessarily waiting. That is like wishing. Because especially for the ice cream truck, for those who like grew up in an area where the ice cream truck would come down the street during the summers, right? In your childhood, or even now as an adult, it's like kids would hang out on the street wishing and hoping that the ice cream truck would appear. You know, there's like no, I don't think there's any hard and fast rules for people who drive ice cream trucks, but from my recollection as a kid, it seemed kind of random. Like if you were outside playing or waiting around with your friends, hanging around on the front steps, and the ice cream truck came, bingo, excellent. That's it. I was hoping it would come. I wasn't sure, but now it's here. It's kind of like that. So some of you Aquariuses are wishing, not necessarily waiting. There's a little bit of a difference. Wishing that where you are, see, that's the other thing. Just to continue with the ice cream truck analogy or example here. Let's say you're waiting on 5th Street. And you're like, okay, the ice cream truck normally comes down here. It's a Friday after school or whatever. It usually comes down here. Last Friday, the ice cream truck came here. And you wait and you wait and you wait, and it never comes. And you're like, okay. Then the next day you go out and it's 5th Street. And you're like, okay, maybe it'll come today. It's just like, I want to be where the ice cream truck is supposed to be. Like, I think it should be here. Last week, it came on Friday down 5th Street. Then this Friday, you find out, oh no, it was like 3 blocks over up on 8th. You see what I mean? There's no rhyme or reason, at least from my recollection. If you drive ice cream trucks or if you know anybody, tell me. But I feel like they don't have a route. They just go. They just go. At least from what I'm remembering when I was a kid, it just seemed to like sometimes come down my block. Just sometimes. Maybe there were a lot of old people on my block when I was growing up. I don't really remember. But anyway, so that's what this is like you are hoping and wishing that you're in the right place at the right time, right? So if you have a hunch that things could be offered to you if you take this route, or if you walk down this street, or if you get into contact with these people, you're hoping that something like one door will open and then all the other doors behind it will open up. Does that make sense? So that's for that group that's kind of wishing and hoping, sort of kind of waiting, but I don't view it as waiting because I'm not feeling that Aquarius, most of you are in a position of, I'm not going to be an active participant, because that's the other thing. It's not like when the ice cream truck comes, you continue to sit on the stoop and wait for the guy to disembark from the vehicle and bring up the ice cream cone and hand it to you. You have to go up to him and get the item off of the truck, pay him your money, get your ice cream cone, and then, screw off back to the stoop. So it's like, if the opportunity is presented to me, I take it up. I snatch it up. And that's where I was drawn to this hand. Because that first group is very proactive. That first group of Aquarius is like, I want to make something happen here. I'm not trying to waste my time. I'm not interested in being idle, even though I think you are right now, or you have been recently. I feel that in the upcoming, yes, thank you, I see it, in the upcoming Aquarius, you're ready to go. So this is like going from 0 to 60. 0 to 60. Now, when and what will get you going, that's, putting the pedal to the metal. I don't know what it is, but you want it. You want it. Again, could be a creative endeavor, a project, something to do with your career, something to do with your dating life, your home life, your sex life in some cases, to be perfectly honest. Some of you haven't, it's been a minute. And you're looking to get that going. Now, whether or not you have a steady partner, I don't know, but there is just plain desire with that Ace of Wands. And your hand on that wand says, let's go. In all cases, let's go. Okay? Whether you're waiting for the wand delivery truck to pull up down your street, or you're getting off of your butt and you're being more proactive and going to find the wand yourself, it doesn't really matter. But once the opportunity is there, you seize it. Now, that's a whole lot of intention. A whole lot of intention. Whole lot of, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. I can't wait to do this. I'm anticipating this. Yeah. Everything around it is like, not so fast, Aquarius. Not at all. Not so fast at all. Because as much as you want this, you don't know exactly what's going to happen, right? So right next to you, you've got this moon card. Major Arcana for Pisces, so some of you might be dealing with a Pisces, but you don't have to be. So right next to all your desire and your intention and your enthusiasm for what may come, what might be in the future, there's a whole lot of, but I don't know. How's it going to work out? How do I get this off the ground? How do I make the first step? A lot of you don't know if this is an contingent or rests on other people participating with you, other people being in agreement with you. You don't know how they're going to react. If you make an offer to someone, for those who maybe are dissatisfied with your job, if you go in and you start doing interviews with other employers, or maybe you want to do a startup, maybe you want to, invest in your own future and become your own boss, become an entrepreneur, maybe you're not sure of how you'll be received in your industry or your intended industry, right? So you might make proposals, you might write up proposals, okay? With the 8, see? Resting, maybe at home, and this is communication. Some of you could be spending those days off from your primary job, getting your hustle on, trying to get your side business up, right? So you type up proposals, you type up letters of interest and things like that. Maybe you apply for loans, and you're not really sure how the outcome is going to be. This is an uncertain energy with the moon card. It's also the energy. It also contains the energy of dreaming and fantasy and illusions. Not to say that you're being delusional and you should give it up. No, but it's to say that the passion you feel in the Ace of Wands, Aquarius, is backed up by your own dreaming, by your own fantasies. You can see it. Some of you are maybe in the practice of manifesting, right? So maybe you're doing law of attraction, maybe you're doing dream journals, or maybe you're doing vision boards. Maybe you're just actively participating, actively having discussions with your guides or with the universe or with God, whatever your practice is. That aspect of the moon supports this. However, because you can't see it, it kind of, again, there's a lot of different energies with the moon card, which is also, again, reflective back here. And I did mention this word anxiety. So you feel it, you dream it, you're passionate about it, you're moving towards it, or you're wishing that it would come your way, you're hopeful, right? But in the lull between it paying off, between it materializing in your life, in your physical, you then get a little anxious, like, oh, well, maybe it's not going to work out this way. Or when you send the email and then you wait a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and no response, you're like, okay, do I send a follow-up message? Maybe they're not interested. Maybe this, maybe that. So in the time before whether we see your desires take shape, right? Before they actually form, you might get into a slight bit of a panic, or like I said, a bit of an anxious space, right? Anxiety, like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, okay, pick it back up. Thank you. I love when they do that. As soon as I put it down, they're like, we're not done. So another aspect here, because again, I was mentioning this whole family dynamic and family being your business, right? Or even coworkers or even friends who feel like family, whatever. There's a tight-knit group of people who have insight, or they are just nosy, or someone is nosy in that group of people, right? And so some of you in a relationship, whether you're married, long-term partner, kind of dating someone on and off again, I don't care. If you're in a relationship, because that's what they want me to finish up with here. If you're in a relationship, again, everything that I said over there in the triplet, bring that out here. This is new. You either want revitalization in a relationship, or you want a new relationship. Because I see that shit. Yeah, thank you. I see that. And some of you are in a fantasy about it. You're sitting there laying in bed next to your husband or your wife or whoever, and you've kissed them goodnight. Maybe you've just had sex. Maybe you've had an argument. It doesn't really matter. But in your mind, you're elsewhere. Maybe you're with another person. Something about what? They're like, look at the lobster. For what? For what? Because there's always 2 dogs and a lobster. Not always, but in most cases, there's always a lobster and 2 dogs. on the moon card. And I've not really looked into the whole lore and understanding of why these animals are here. And if you practice tarot, maybe you already know. But they're like, look at the lobster. So maybe some of you are interested in a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Okay. Maybe some of you, maybe this person that you're interested in. And if you are interested in another person, I think it's beyond like, oh my God, who's an attractive man these days? Ryan Reynolds, whatever, Ryan Gosling, one of the Ryans. If it's not one of the Ryans, if it's not Idris Elba, okay, if it's not any celebrity, I feel many of you have like an actual person that you know that you're like, damn, I would love to get a piece of that, right? So maybe this person is nearby, right? Because the lobster is in close proximity to those two dogs. Maybe this person, I don't know the moon cycles like that, aka I don't know them at all. I'm terrible with astrology these days. Anyway, and the movement of the moon and the planets and all that shit. I was up on it a couple of months ago. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So maybe this person, something to do with the moon and seeing them during a full moon, a new moon, whatever the cycle is that's coming up. Maybe they live near water with that lobster, but they're just like, look at the lobster. And I'm like, and then they don't tell me anything else. Oh, they're emerging. Okay, so oh, that would complicate things. And now I see why they told me to look. Okay. So in some of your cases where you're already partnered, and this is not going to apply to everybody, so it's only going to apply to like a smidgen of you. You're partnered. You have a crush on someone, or there's something going on. I'm not even going to say it's cheating because I don't think it is. Maybe it's emotional cheating. I'll give you that, but I don't think anything has physically transpired. There's the I would like to. There's the I would definitely like to, but I don't think it's actually happened. I don't see anything materialized here, right? In the physical with this other person that you may be interested in. And I'm saying you, Aquarius, if you're faithful, then your partner is lying next to you thinking of someone else. And I'm not, and again, please don't accuse them if like you're confident in the solidarity. This is for people that you know your shit is on the rocks, like you know something ain't right in the force. There's a disturbance in the force, like you would know. Okay? So in that case where you have a relationship, but things are not settled, things are not tight, things are not as unified as they need to be, or as they used to be, there's another person. It's not third party because nothing has been solidified. It's all fantasy right now. But that person might emerge. They might pop up in reality. Maybe that's what Aquarius... Oh, come on, Aquarius. Don't be that person. Don't be that person who's just like wishing for the white knight on the white horse to come in and sweep you off your feet. Please don't be that person, because that never works out well. But I feel some of you like, oh, I wish this person would just tell me that they like me so that I can be like, yes, I like you too. And it's just like, this is not 5th grade. This is adulthood. Please stop it. Be honest with your partner and be like, listen, things are not working out for me on this front. I think I kind of have a crush on the guy down at the coffee shop or down who, rotates my tires. And I want him to do more than rotate my tires. Let's just be honest here. But that's just me as your outside person. What I see here is less upfront energy about maybe I'm interested in someone else. Or maybe not even in a marriage. You could just be casually dating. You could be dating like 2 people. It's the thing now to date more than one person at a time. And not to say it has never happened before recent years, but you could be casually dating 2 or 3 people, right? But there's one that stands out. But you maybe are in this space of, not really interested in commitment, but this one person really has got you. That could be a reconsideration of what you believe in, a reconsideration of maybe your faith. It could be that. I did mention that. And I'm going to move on soon because I could go on and on about... That's the thing about the moon card. Sometimes you can just like dive deep. It's Pisces, it's Neptunian, it's subterranean, it's very deep. But some of you might, with that religious background, be like, I'm saving myself for marriage. And you're looking at your watch, and I'm like, all right, I'm 25, I'm not married. And, the guy who's rotating my tires, he looks pretty good. He's looking pretty good these days. And so your family might be asking, so anybody special in your life? I don't know why I put on this southern accent, but that's kind of where they took me. Got anybody special in your life, honey? And you're like, no, there's a guy I like. Oh, what's he do? And you don't want to tell him. He's like a grease monkey. And I just want to do filthy things with this man. That's not prudent to your religious family. You shouldn't tell your Grandma Susie about those things, So anyway, Aquarius, I hope you get the picture where there's a lot of desire in a relationship, in business, in family dynamics, in your health. We didn't talk about that much, but in your own personal development, whatever it is. But there is a certain part of you that is not 100% sure that you'll be successful. There's a part of you that is not 100% comfortable taking that final step or taking that initial step, not even final step, initial step to make it happen. And you might get wrapped up in a fantasy. Now, what else is going on? Because we were there forever. Well, I mean, in order to get anything done, something here's this word again, fundamental. Something fundamental or to do with your foundations has to be eradicated. And I'm being dramatic with the word. And I'm using that word purposely because the Tower can be a scary energy for some people or a scary card for some people. Please don't be scared of it. Tower card is secondary major arcana for Aries, so some of you might be dealing with an Aries, but you don't have to be. Eradication or eradicated I'm exaggerating. Just a general disturbance or a general shift is really all the Tower needs. Sometimes it's huge and monumental and it's destructive as fuck. Sometimes. Other times it's really casual. It could be based on a conversation. The Tower moment for some of you could come after you have a significant conversation with somebody that isn't explosive, that doesn't rise into an argument that people are throwing chairs across the room and people are storming out of the house and slamming doors. No, it doesn't have to be like that. It can be a very civil conversation. In other cases, it might be a huge argument over the dinner table on Turkey Day, maybe. But whatever the Tower moment is for you, it will come from an unknown place, an unexpected place, not an unknown place, an unexpected place. Meaning, or where am I getting this from? Because it's above the moon. The moon, again, is like that place of illusion and fantasy, and you don't quite know what is real when you deal with the moon card often. A lot of confusing energy. Neptune, dreams, masquerades, right? Think of a masquerade ball from like the 1700s or something like that. Or even Mardi Gras, right? What do you call it when it's in Brazil? Carnival, right? All these huge festivals where people dress up in elaborate costumes and masks. They might be fully clothed, they might be down to their underwear, whatever it is. That's not reality. That is a big party, a big celebration, and everybody there is pretending to be something they're not, right? So you're on Earth when you go to Mardi Gras, or you go to Carnival, or you go and go to a costume party even, right? You're here on Earth. But in that moment, you don't know what to expect. You don't know who that person is, who that other person is, who's under that mask, who's wearing those high heels. Oh, it's Brad from down the street. Nice look, Brad. You look great. You don't know. So this Tower is coming from an unexpected place. I did not expect Brad to wear high heels to this party, but there he is, and he's wearing them well. He even shaved his legs. Brad, wow. It's like that. So your Tower moment is going to come from the same place. So for those who are having the discussion with Grandma Susie, and you're like, Grandma Susie, I'm actually, I'm worried about, my connection to the church. Just to take that example. I'm worried about my connection to the church. Well, what do you mean, baby? Well, I'm not really sure. I've have a lot of questions, and I've been thinking a lot, and then I thought about the issue with mommy and daddy, and da 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 da. And you explain where your uncertainty comes from. And you might be expecting from Grandma Susie for her to whip out her Bible, thumb through, find the perfect verse to pull you back towards, being a child of God, right? Interestingly, in the tower moment, which is very quiet and very civil in this specific example, Grandma Susie's like, that's very natural, baby. And you should go and really consider these things. Now, I would love for you to still feel that God is with you, because that's what I believe. But if you have to explore your faith, or you have to, God tests us all, things like that. So she's not like trying to reel you in hardcore. She's giving you room to grow. She's giving you room to expand. She's giving you her support. She doesn't wish that you would feel this way, but she can understand it. So she sympathizes with you, right? You may have been expecting fire and brimstone. How dare you question the Lord, and all that kind of shit, right? So something like that. Unexpectedly, someone behaves in a way unexpectedly to you. Someone, like I said, appears unexpectedly. For those who are like wishing and hoping that someone would pop up in their life, they will pop up. They will pop up. Okay? Even though you're wishing for it, you still don't expect it. Because maybe, again, see, like they shift gears so quick. Now we're back to this whole, you have a crush on somebody, right? Maybe your crush doesn't know you have a crush on them, but they're going to pop up anyway. It's like weird. You really don't expect it. You hope for it, you wish for it, and then they do, and you're like, oh my God, it's happening. Yeah, man, it's happening. Tower card. In other cases, it's going to go completely sideways. And it could get nasty, or it could get really, it could be very upsetting in other cases. Because, like I said, the tower moment can be pleasant, can be cool, can be full of understanding and sympathy. In other cases, it's going to be a knock to somebody's reality. And it's all because you have this desire. I don't say that to discourage you from having a desire, Aquarius. I just want you to know, for those where it's going to maybe take a nasty turn, or it might not be the easiest circumstances to deal with, some of you are going to be like, why? Because you wanted it. That's what the universe is going to tell you. With these three major arcana surrounding your desire, this is guided. Whether you believe in spirit guides or angels, or the power of a mighty being in the sky, or the power of creation, or whatever you believe in, there is a force, an energy that is facilitating this for you. If you've asked, it will be given to you. Might not come in the way you want, but it'll happen. So for those where you're going to be like upset at how it happens, just remember, you asked for it. I'm not trying to say that in a tone that blames you. I just want you to have a bigger understanding, or a wider perspective here. Be able to see that even though it's like if Amazon was going to deliver you a package, you're used to that brown box that they ship everything in. This time, it came in a little shopping bag, a little plastic bag. You open it up. This is the thing I ordered from Amazon. You take it out. It's not damaged or anything. It's exactly what you wanted. You see the receipt. It even charged you less money, but it came in a plastic bag. You're mad because it came in a plastic bag? Did you get what you want? What are you mad about? It's kind of more the universe than me, right? So I just want you to remember that. Now, Wheel of Fortune. This is going to go pretty quickly because okay. They're like, well, Wheel of Fortune associated with the fixed signs. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So you're here. And it's also associated with Sagittarius, as it's ruled by Jupiter, or the planet associated with this is Jupiter, and Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Now, And you could be dealing with any of those signs or not at all. It doesn't matter. It's a general. Due time, friends. Either you know the time is now. Some of you are like itching for this. Like, come on, I know, like you're looking at your clock. You're like, this should have happened 2 hours ago, or this opportunity should have been mine 2 days ago. Something like that. Some of you are like antsy and very excited for this whole situation to play out. Others of you, you're kind of like not ready. But the time, whenever it happens in your life, whether it be today, tomorrow, next week, or 2 months from now, whatever, the time will be right. The Wheel of Fortune coming above the Ace of Wands and next to that Tower moment, it's like these two things are linked. The Tower moment, through time, or through its timing, gives you the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands wish that you put out to the universe, the intention, the seed that you have already planted for yourself because you want a new job, you want a new relationship, you're not sure whether you believe in God anymore or not, whatever it is, you have planted that seed, and through time, it creates a Tower moment. You see, it goes both ways. The Tower moment, through time, gives you the fruit or the plant or the budding of that seed, and the seed that you planted through time creates the Tower moment that allows you or kind of sets you free or sets you on the path to again go back to get the seed that you planted that has now grown into a tree or to a fig bush, whatever. Divine timing, divine timing. That's all they keep saying. Divine timing, divine timing. So for some of you, you've been waiting a long time. For others of you, this might be, you may have only been going through this whole ordeal for the past couple of weeks, couple of days maybe. Regardless of where you are on your timeline, Aquarius, it's correct. It's correct. It's not going to set you up for any perfection. Notice that. Notice that. This is not perfect. Moon is definitely not perfect. And the Ace of Wands is only the potential of something. It's just an opportunity. People squander opportunities all the time. People miss opportunities all the time, right? And the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, a part of Jupiter, and it's in the damn name, fortune, luck, maybe, perhaps. None of this is guaranteed, right? So just to be clear on that, this is all potential. If you don't want it, if you see the opportunity but then you run because you're scared or because you become overwhelmed and you latch onto what you already know, then that's what it'll be as well. Okay? Just had to clarify that because I don't want everybody to get their hopes up like, yes, everything's going to work out the way I want it to. So long as you do your part. Okay? Outcome, Aquarius, for November is the Fool. I'm about to sit up here and blank. No, this is you. Thank you. Secondary major arcana for Aquarius. So here you are in your own outcome, but in your secondary position. Your primary position, Aquarius, is the Star card, or your primary card is the Star card. Now, as the outcome, if you've watched this video the entire time, if this has resonated with you at all, get into this. Embrace this. New beginnings. New beginnings, okay? This Fool is on a journey for himself. Not that he's necessarily alone, because you see he does have his dog with him, his loyal companion, so that indicates friendships, that indicates specific close relationships that you value, that you treasure, right? So, but still, this Fool is on a journey for himself. What do I mean? Aquarius, I don't think many of you have lived for other people. I don't want to infer that. I don't want to suggest that. But what I want to suggest is whatever you are experiencing now and in the future, put yourself in the center of it at all times. Yeah? I'm not telling you to be an egotist. I'm not telling you to be arrogant and selfish. I'm telling you to focus on who you are in the present moment and what that present moment is to you. This is heavy spiritual work also. You know, the Fool card is the beginning journey of the major arcana, right? A clean slate, a clean canvas is presented in front of him. Is he going to pick up his paintbrush, dip it into the green and start to paint, you know, the ground, the landscape? Or is he going to dip it in blue and paint the sky? Or is he going to dip it in pink and just create some abstract looking thing? There are choices, not choices, but the openness of the choice is for you to discover and embrace. It's not about other people painting on your canvas for you. It's not about you standing there at the easel looking at this blank space and doing nothing. It's about literally, what do you want to do? Put yourself in the center of it at every given moment. Who am I? What do I want? How do I want to perform here? What do I want to get out of this situation? What do I want to get out of this relationship? And being open to exploring your own desires, your own wishes. If other people are on that journey with you, I feel it would be a mutual feeling of, let's explore what we both want as well. So in terms of business, if you start up with someone, you know, with your proposals, you get a partner, you get a business partner, you get an investor, you get a silent partner, whatever. You both have a mutual understanding of the circumstances and you go at it in your individual ways. This Fool card, I don't see a lot of it, except for maybe in the Ten of Pentacles, is very independent. And that's important to you right now, to be independent or to be able to behave independently. In all facets, or not all facets, but in all the examples I gave, that's very important for you right now, Aquarius, is to behave and feel like an individual. I feel whoever you get involved with, they'll respect that. If they don't, then they're not supposed to be next to you on this journey. That could be what happens in the tower. There are two people that fall from that tower. You know, I didn't talk heavily about the partner who might be sleeping in bed as you have a fantasy about a celebrity, or the guy down at the mechanic shop, okay? That down at the body shop. I didn't talk about that person, but they definitely could not be on board with this when you say, listen, I kind of want to open this marriage up and date other people. They might say, oh, fuck you, we're getting a divorce. If that is what happens, be prepared to walk that journey alone with the Fool card. Yeah? So I'm not trying to make light of that, but that literally could be your tower moment. I love you, but I think I want to start seeing other people. That can rub so many people the wrong way, and they don't know how to take it. So they say, you know what? I don't want to be married to you because you're saying you don't want to be married to me. And then you might say to them, no, I do want to be married to you. I just want to date other people. And that doesn't compute for some people. And so that means, okay, so we're breaking up. We are divorcing. We're done, right? If you have to take that risk, because that's also what the Fool does, he takes risks in order to ensure that you can be independent, whether that be independent in the eyes of the law in terms of marriage, if that means independent as far as being able to explore or expand on what you understand about relationships, whatever. You have to be bold enough to do it. A lot of potential resting, a lot of potential inaction. Aquarius, go for action. Don't go for inaction, okay? Your overall energy, the Emperor. Major Arcana for Aries. That's twice for Aries because the Tower was out here earlier. So for those who are dealing with Aries, congratulations. You got a twofer. But you don't have to be dealing with Aries at all. The Emperor. As an overall energy, I feel that maybe for those who are having issues with family or those tight-knit co-workers or that tight-knit family situation, you might have somebody who's kind of like the boss. You might have somebody who's kind of like the head honcho. And there might be some intimidation that exists in your relationship. Either you are not that they would be intimidated by you, but I feel like this person could be a little unapproachable. And maybe it's because you respect them, and maybe because things that you're wishing for, desiring, or moving towards, you feel kind of would upset this person, so you don't approach them. You don't tell them what you're thinking. You don't tell them what you're feeling. You don't tell them what you're kind of making plans to do. Yeah. For some of you, not everybody. The other part of this Emperor is self-control, which plays into everything that I was telling you about the Fool card. So this kind of applies to the entire collective of Aquariuses that will resonate with this message, where this is about ownership of self. This is about demonstrating that you have control over your own outcomes. Yeah. As much as you can as a co-creator with the universe, right? As much as you can as a co-creator, you're going to do, well, you would be advised to do any and everything to ensure the outcome that you desire. Short of breaking the law, short of hurting other people, short of causing damage and damage to property, let's say, right? Short of doing anything quote unquote negative, do any and everything you can to move yourself down the path, okay, that you have been desiring. The Emperor is capable. Could be you, could be a partner. Okay, that's the third way this could go. This could be the partner that you buddy up with in business. This could be the mechanic and the rotating tires, okay? And that person, whoever they are, if it is a third person who you're not intimidated by, who you want to hook up with, who you want to get to know, this person is extremely independent. They are very much a maker of their own destiny. They plot a course and they go for it, okay? So you kind of are getting sort of a heads up on how they are in terms of doing business, in terms of dating, in terms of maybe for some of you who were questioning your faith, that could be somebody who, you know, like maybe they're a professor or something like that, or they're a spiritualist and they're very staunch in their spiritualism, right? Aquarius, that is your reading for November. It was kind of a long one, eh? But, you know, that tends to happen as I get into the energies. So, poor Aries and Taurus, they probably get some of my shortest videos. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're not here. Or if they are here, hi guys. Anyway, Aquarius, if you like this video, like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. You can also leave a comment below. Let me know how this resonated in your life. You guys know I like to read that stuff. Share the video across your social media platforms if you like my vibe, and if you want other people to see what I'm doing here, that'd be great. And of course, if you're not subscribed already, Aquarius, go ahead and hit the subscription button as well as the notification bell so you can see when I upload all my videos. Now, Aquarius, I'll be back in about a week and a half doing the mid-November. So you have that to look forward to. Like I said, during Thanksgiving break, or week break, whatever, I will be going live on the channel, so you have that to look forward to as well. The no communication readings went over pretty well, so I'll probably bring those back to the channel in December. And other than that, guys, yeah, I'll see you soon. All right, Aquarius, I thank you so much for watching my video. Again, if you want to get personal with me, the information is down below, okay? So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.